everyone, and welcome to The Gentleman Show. In today's episode, we're going to be launching hashtag Askchico, during which every Saturday you will send in your questions on love and relationship, and I will answer them. My name is Chico, I'll be your host. Let's get this started. So our first question comes from Rose, who's from Kenya. Rose says, my husband of 2 years wants us to start incorporating sex toys like silos and cock vibrators in our sex life. I'm honestly not comfortable with that, as I like making love the natural way. Is this that I'm not satisfying him? How do I tell him that I don't like the idea? In fact, I think it's a bit demeaning. Am I being unreasonable, or is this normal practice amongst couples? Our marriage is generally happy, and we make love at least twice a week. So, Rose, I want to tell you this. You have your own comfort, which is important. But your husband also has his own desires, which is also important. If you two are in a relationship and you want to be fulfilled, it's very important that the two of you agree as to what desires and aspirations you have for your own personal lives, for your professional lives, but also for your physical and sexual life. So, you not being comfortable will not make the whole rapport comfortable in itself, even if you don't use the sex toys. And him also not being comfortable will make it that he also won't be able to satisfy you. So I would advise you to have an honest conversation with your man, and I would advise you also to be open. Maybe some of these things will actually give you more pleasure than you've had before. And also your husband to be very sensitive and gentle, and understanding that it's not just in one day, in 1 week, or in 1 month that he's going to be able to introduce you to all these, toys. These toys were invented not just for individuals to be able to, have pleasure just by themselves, but it was also for couples to have, things to experiment, people who are curious, who want to try new things. So if you feel like you're not that open, maybe you also need to step out of your comfort zone and try some of these things. You'll be surprised as to what can happen in your life. Thank you, Rose, for your question. So our next question is from Ali. Ali, who's a social worker in Somaliland. He sent this question through Facebook. So Ali says, I'm getting married in 2 weeks, and I am very afraid that my wife would get bored with me, because I want to be able to build a friendship with her. I want us to be able to support one another. It is not something which is very common in my society. The men are on their side, the women are on their side. I don't want to have a boring marriage. Please help me. Thank you so much for your question. And let me tell you this. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. You have nothing to prove to anyone. You choose what type of relationship you want to build. You choose what type of marriage you want to have. And if your partner and you both have that same mindset of we want to have a friendship, we want to have a partnership, we want to support each other, we want to encourage each other, it doesn't matter which society you live in. Let me tell you something else. Everywhere in the world, everywhere, without an exception, you will find people who are happily married, who enjoy every single moment of their marriage. This thought of once you get married, you get bored of the individual, you can't be friends anymore because society expects her to be a certain way, society expects you to be in a certain way. When you go to an event, you can't hold hands, she has to go on her side, you have to go. It's your choice. It's your choice. From the moment where you're at a stage of getting married, you should be responsible for every single decision you make in your life. It shouldn't be made by other people. So if there's already a friendship between her and you, grow the friendship. Become, expand your love. Try new things. Discover new places together. Challenge yourselves and set goals together. Have a common vision. Ask her what does she want to become in life, and fight so that you can help her become that. You also need to tell her what you want to achieve, and together you build it together. So I'm very happy you asked the question, because I know there's a lot of people who are conforming to society and are losing happiness and joy because they're trying to be like everyone else. You have to build your relationship just like you have to build yourself, in a unique way, because there's never going to be two relationships that are the same. There are never going to be two people who are the same. So build your marriage with friendship, with love, with understanding, with support, with everything which you believe and you have values in, it should be part of your relationship. Thank you for your question and have a wonderful wedding. Our last question comes from Mary, who's writing us from Dar es Salaam. Mary says, I am abstaining until marriage because of personal, emotional, and biblical reasons. I am, however, afraid that I might meet a man that really loves me, but might not be patient enough to wait, and I'm afraid of losing him. Please advise. Is it possible for a man to wait until he marries a woman? That's a very interesting question, Mary. And why it's interesting is because a lot of women also are asking themselves the same question. If I choose to abstain, and abstaining doesn't necessarily mean I've never had sex before, but it's a choice that I've made for myself because of my personal beliefs, because of my spiritual beliefs. Will I find a man who will accept me for that? Now, let me be very, very blunt. Any man who doesn't accept you for the values you have does not value you. If he doesn't respect the fact that you made that decision for yourself, he doesn't value you. Because if he tries to change your values, it means that he doesn't value himself. Because there are values he must also have that you can't just change. And all the men that I know who actually also chose to abstain, they were sometimes even testing themselves to see, can I stay without engaging in a sexual relationship with a woman? That was one. Or others were looking at a higher purpose and saying, I want to preserve myself. I want to spiritually preserve myself from all these women who I've been with in the past who have never fulfilled me. So I am looking for a woman who could have the same high standards and values as myself. There are men also who are asking themselves the same questions. Will I ever find a woman who can abstain herself? Because one thing I want you to know is the way a guy gets a woman is the way he's gonna keep her. If you find your girlfriend in a club and probably she was hopping from man to man, in that relationship in which she'll be with you, there's many chances that she'll do the same. So there are men out there who are looking for responsible, self-contained women who have a sense of responsibility of themselves, of their bodies, of their spirits. And they will respect you for what you choose. It doesn't mean that you are better than anyone else. That's not to me, neither to you to judge. But it's your choice. And because it's your choice and you choose that it's the best decision for you, I advise you to believe in yourself, to continue behaving like you are and like a flower, something which is beautiful from within, beautiful from without. And whoever is going to come and take this flower will be conscious of what this flower entails. And those are your values, your beliefs, your aspirations. And you're not doing it for yourself. You have a higher purpose that makes you want to be like that. So don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your potential. Don't doubt in love. Don't doubt men. There are men out there who have great potential, who have great values, and who will respect you for the way you are. Thank you for this question. It was really something good to talk about. Thank you for watching The Gentleman Show. You can connect with us through the hashtag Askchico on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please do subscribe to our channel, like the video, share it with your friends, add your comments at the bottom, and we'll see you next Saturday for another edition of The Gentleman Show. I am 24 and dating a lady who's 32. It was cool in the beginning because it made me feel like a man, and she really was a good provider. She was a good provider. Seriously, a man says she was a good provider. Okay.